people, it's a girl Brenda Mlamba and welcome to Women's View. This is the show that keeps you entertained and capture everything that's happened around the world. And today we have part 2 of menstruation health awareness, and we have a special guest also. Keep the SMS coming at 21144 and all the comment to all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. I have ladies in the building. Watch our seme hi before to chape udaku.
Hello viewers, I'm Muruga here and I'm happy to be here with this part of discussion in menstruation. I know every woman wants to hear and listen more about this topic. Karibuni sana and enjoy this show.
Hello viewers, Masigre here. Mimi na washwa hivi. I have a lot of questions nataka kujua about menstruation. Zile vitu zenye sikuweza kuuliza teacher wa bio lazima niziulize saa hii. So be with me, be with us till the end. Welcome to the show.
Hi peeps, how are you? Missing you. Isabel Kariuki here. Najua wengi wetu tukisikia menstruation, wengi wanachukua na pressure, but don't worry. We are here to chambua it. Welcome to the show.
Okay. Before we go back to the topic of today, we're going to start with our first trending story. It's about a lady, an old lady, and anasema, I've done everything else. A woman of 77 married herself 50 years after divorce.
Marrying herself, how?
At the age of 77.
Yeah. It's self.
What is marriage?
You still hold your head high.
What is marriage?
Marriage, I think, kulingana vinaelewa, ni something meant to be of two people. Hiyo ndio inaitwa marriage. So hii yake sijua alikuwa anaoana na ghost ama alikuwa anaoana spirit gani. To an extent of
I, me, myself. Those are 3. I marrying me.
Is that
It's
marriage or is just being selfish? Hiyo sioni ki make sense because
it's not selfish.
Mtu anaishi life yake, anaishi life yake the entire life. Huyu hata anaishi bonus life because after the age of 70 she's 67.
Aliangalia akaona ile kitu hajafanya ni wedding. Najua amechapwa na time, akaona wacha let me marry myself.
Because nimeona
Before I die.
after divorce.
I think
she's retired because in the she's tried the first marriage, could not work. Then she decided to work until retirement. Now at the age of 77, she has just decided let me marry. Unajua, sometimes when you get older,
there was nobody to marry her.
Na partner wako.
And you think like a
I
baby.
feel like a baby because amekatu hivi akaona the only thing I can do is to marry myself. Na kavaa gown surely. This is not
Hiyo ni vile labda wakiwa na the fiancé, the husband, walikuwa wamesema we will renew our vows. But now so unfortunately maybe the vow
this lady she's living in denial. She's living in denial.
It's not denial actually.
It is denial.
Lakini nasi umesema they had agreed.
Yeah, labda
They see I.
Unaona kuna vile labda ulikuwa mnapendana sana na your partner
Mulikuwa.
but akajiondoa. So itamaanisha wewe utajipenda. Saizi hiyo pendo yenye ulikuwa umempea it back to you. So it's build up your
Unajipenda hadi unajioa.
Hiyo msichana huyu mama tu ni show tu ataka kutuonesha attention seeking because
at her age hawezi seek attention.
Maybe
You have to show the world what you have.
Maybe the previous previous
husband.
relationships maybe hawakufanya wedding ya ya church. So akaangalia akaona sahi niko na bonus ya 5 years. Niko na bonus ya 5 years. Ya 7 years. Ile kitu sijafanya in life ni wedding. Na kufanya wedding ni sini kuvaa gown.
kuvaa gown. What is marriage? You are wedding who?
I'm saying for a bride.
Renew vows. Wakirenew vows wanaba. So siwezi sema akufanya wedding because it's like their custom. When they renew their vows, they just dress the same way as they are.
And that's what she decided to do before she died.
Yes. So anajiadmire.
Hakuna kumari. Hakuna kumari to yourself.
These are imaginations.
No,
I can do at this time, at this age, and what is what I accept after. for
Hiyo
my
ni
marriage.
self-accept, unajiitikia unasema it's okay.
Hakuna
Even if
kitu
hata
kama
kama
hiyo.
niacha, ninaitikia kujipenda.
Huyu ako na kasoro zenye kasoro. Ako na kasoro zenye kasoro masi.
Hebu just step
Ati
back.
ameitikia
Hebu step back
kujipenda.
kwanza.
Ati ameitikia
Ati
kujipenda.
kujipenda.
Na
Kujipenda,
Step back
kujipenda, so
kwanza.
many ways.
Imagine the vows zenye mnasemaga pale mbele ya church, I will be with you until death do us part. Now saizi anajimari. Even the dead cannot do them apart.
Mama, she's just pretending to be okay yet she's not.
Okay, I read
Exactly.
I read one SMS here, and that marriage won't last long.
But even if it will not last long, you will go together. Hakuna vile utajiacha nyuma.
There's
the
no
marriage will
separation.
not
There's no
Mercy.
separation.
There's no separation.
Together
Anamaki
even
Mungu.
after death.
You know, it's like talking to herself. That is talking to herself.
like a mad woman.
Yes.
No, you encourage yourself, you empower yourself. If you don't love yourself first, who will?
Can you
The-
imagine yourself
do you
yourself?
do you
Can
have
you do that?
do you have to justify yourself in the world that you love yourself?
Let the world know.
No,
It is
she's in
very
denial.
important.
She's
No.
in denial.
Let the world know.
Because if I love
It is
myself,
okay to love
I don't have to
yourself.
prove to anyone that
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
myself.
Yeah.
No, this will be like to let's say it's letting other people who are in self-denial to understand. Even if you're hated by the other partner or the other person, you can still love yourself as
Maybe
much
I
as
have
the
a
other
problem
person
with this
can love
woman.
you.
Do I have to
After
prove
the first,
it?
Because meaning she was still young.
Do
Mbona
I have to
hakuolewa
prove
tena?
it? Do I
Mbona
have to
hakuolewa
prove
tena?
it?
You just show them.
Show who? Show
Show
who?
the world what it means to love yourself. You love yourself to this extent. Yes, go ahead and
Does
do
it mean those who don't love themselves, they don't love themselves? There are so many things you can do.
They share. That's a shared love. But this one is full
No,
house.
The woman is hurt. Hajai
This is
overcome.
a full house.
Akona akili natosha na hivi.
Amebeba machungu.
Akobeba machungu.
Ladies, let's move on to our next story. It's about a lady anasema, not all young ladies married to old hubbies are after wealth. I claim people have bad perception when they see a young woman with an aged hubby. Anasema, here, you can't make such an assumption. Some of us are successful on our own business. We are in this relationship because we are loved for who we are.
Young girls
Mkituona
married.
na wazee, msidhani
Wababas.
hatuja make it, you have make it.
Ni ATM wameona wasitudanganye. Wasitudanganye ni ATM. Tell me you don't have money. They don't go for the broke men. For the broke old mzes. They go for those wenye wako na tycoons. So asitudanganye hapa ati they don't go because of money.
Especially at a place amekuta amesemaje anamsupport hadi kwa biashara yake.
Yeah.
So kama si kwa pesa, mbona aitikia
Pesa
support yake?
Pesa sabuni ya roho.
Money talks, money talks.
That way. So hakuna vile huyo lady anaweza tuambia si pesa.
Yeah, after money.
Okay, tuseme kama sahi ako Europe na ule mzee alizaa na yeye. So Kodhe wakipatana na huyo mzee bado alikuwa na mapesa. She had money. But huyu mzee si wa rika yake. Unataka kuniambia alienda kwake juu ya pesa? She already has money.
But why is not dating
Not all of
broke
them.
men?
Because of
Why is
love.
dating
Not all of them. Some.
Kuna wengine wanapendanga tu wale wa baba, maybe because of
Juu kama uko na
Pamper.
pesa unataka upendo, you can just go for anyone and settle.
Exactly.
But huyu ako after money.
Juu
Unajua kwa nini?
hata
Mama
Kodhe
ako
akiongea
anataka pesa,
hata
alikuwa
Kodhe
anataka
akiongea
kuongezea
anakuanga
pesa.
very hurt juu anasema yani huyu mtu alikuwa anataka tu kunizalisha alafu akanirusha nje, unaona. So hati yake ilikuwa get married, unaona, lakini huyu mzee alikataa kumuoa lakini alimzalisha.
Labda aliona huyu mtu anataka pesa sana.
You know,
Ndio maana
Akodhe already had money.
hata kama uko na pesa, unataka kuniambia bilionia hawataki pesa?
Sisemi ati hataki
They are
pesa
still
juu
looking for more money.
you know,
si say-
one thing I've come to approach, so many young girls, all young ladies, they are saying, hawataki hawa young
too
boys
much.
watasumbuana. So they are saying, these old mzes, wanajua jinsi ya kutake care of them,
Yeah.
they embrace them. So I don't know how, but ukifuata sana, they don't date broke men.
alafu unajua
They want someone
huyu mzee
with something.
akikuwa na a young lady anaona ni privilege, unaona. So hakuna no Yes.
That's
Yes.
why wanafagiliwa
Yes.
kufagiliwa.
Yes.
Kufagiliwa then their children after
Fagilia yote.
kufagiliwa tu. Mimi ukinionyesha chance pita nayo.
Ukiona pale kuna pesa zinatoka,
Nani hataki pesa? Nani hataka kuwa maskini?
Sabuni ya roho.
hawezi- hakuna vile unaweza niambia ati umekata you're not going for an old mbaba ati because you don't have money. If you don't have money, ako na wealth. Unajua kuna vile wale wanasemaga you have nini shamba ya kofi na shamba ya majani. Unaangalia hizo vitu unajua huyu aka kamzee kakifunga tu jicho hivi hii shamba ni pesa. So lazima ikuwa ni tangible
The
money.
problem is wakati wameshikwa na these young girls they forget about their families. I've seen several. Unadanganya mpaka unauza shamba. Especially I lived in Kajiado County. Yes, you know now sasa hapo kuna wakati ilikuwa hot cake ya mashamba. So you find that there are so many girls who came from Nairobi wakakuja wakadanganya tumzee hapo am your second wife. That. Then they experience something they have never experienced, like something concerning romance. You know our people they are starting kutaja sana.
Anafungwa macho na mapenzi.
Then anafungwa macho. So every day anauza ng'ombe, analala kila pesa kisha anarudi ushago kuuza. Hivyo the next thing atauza ni shamba. By the end of it, msichana ashaomoka ametoka na mdanganya, let's sell this piece of land to invest in a biashara, you know.
Lakini si hata mzee amefeel nice kukuwa na a young lady mwenye na hata kama ni kumdanganya.
That's why I'm telling you, wanakuanga after something. It's not that they love those guys.
Yeah,
You see,
si
they
ati
after
nasema
something.
upendo.
Na hiyo pesa tu iishe tu hivi mahali itakuja kukatikia.
Upendo inaisha.
Lakini si ni
Expiry date of
si unipe nikupe.
Nipe nikupe.
Eh.
Does that love or lust?
It's not about love, hata it's not about lust. Hapa
Ni biashara.
ni happiness.
They are
Ni happiness. Tunatafuta tu
happiness.
happiness. Hii juu mzee mzee already wengi wanakuanga married, si ndio? Hata kama ni divorcee ama they are separated, of course wanakuanga na watoto. Na pengine wengine hata wako na mabibi, si ndio? So kama ni nini, kama yani ako settled. Ukimwangalia ako settled. But kuna ile happiness hapati. Kuna ile happiness hapati.
In that way, but them atakuja kwako in
sina nunua happiness.
Wacha happiness unanunua aje? Let me tell you.
Kama kananitisha, kama kananitisha pesa,
something temporary.
You know, there is no way unaweza date mtu is older even than your father. Then hata mkitembea mwezi tembea na mambo tukutane huko mbele.
Tembea mbele niko nyuma.
Ninakuja.
We are not doing it for people, we are doing it for us.
It's not fun. It's not fun.
We are doing it for us.
Ladies, because of time, we are going for a short commercial break. Remember that you are coming with a special guest, part 2 of menstrual health awareness. I keep the SMS coming at 21144 and all the comment to all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Remember that today you have a special guest and we are going to talk about menstrual health awareness. Keep the SMS coming at 21144 and all the comment to all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. Stay tuned. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Joan Alal. I'm a social worker at Kenya Works Organization. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much. You can just take us through menstrual health, the cycle.
The cycle itself.
Yeah.
Oh, the menstrual cycle. It's okay. So during menstruation, naturally every girl or woman goes through a 4-stage menstrual cycle, where the first stage is the menses period, where now your day one of your month is when you start menstruating. That is where everyone calls it the periods stage. So it usually lasts from 3 to 5 days naturally for anybody. And then when you're done with the menstrual cycle, you go to the follicle phase. The follicle phase is where now you're done. Now see, you're done with your menstruation, your period has ended. The follicle stage, the eggs now start preparing. This is usually from day 6 to day 14. So from day 6 to day 10, your ovaries start preparing. The uterus wall starts to thicken, and then from day 10 to 14 now, this is where now your egg fully matures and is ready to be released. And then day 14 and 15, ovulation stage happens. This is where you've had going through ovulation, you're likely to get pregnant and such. So day 14 and 15, depending on how long your periods are, this is where ovulation takes place. Now your ovaries are fully matured and are released to the fallopian tube. And then the last stage, the luteal phase, is where now the ovaries travel from the ovum to the uterus, either for fertilization. When fertilization does not occur, this is where now period, where you now go back to the first stage, the first cycle. So it is a cycle, it is a monthly cycle. Usually lasts from 28 to 35 days, depending on how long your cycle is.
And talking of ovaries, is there any specific number of ovaries?
Okay, people usually menstruate from the age of 9. Menopause is at 51 to the end of menopause begins at 51. So most women stop seeing their period at 51 years, and mostly menstruation begins at 9 years.
Okay.
So you release one egg from each side every month. Yes.
Okay.
So you can just take us through how you're going to clean the disposable.
Oh yes.
Pad.
Yesterday you were taken through how to use it, how to put it on and such. So there is a specific way you need to clean it so that it lasts you up to a year. Some even use it up to 18 months. You know, that is even more than a year. Yes. So to clean it, first you soak it in clean water, very little water.
It doesn't mean cold or
no,
warm
just
or warm.
No. Plain lukewarm water. The normal water you use to wash your clothes. You don't need to boil it or just plain water, and use very little water because the material has been made in such a way that you can use very little water to clean it. You don't need an entire bucket to clean. So in the first stage, you soak it in a bucket with very little water placed like this, if everyone can see it. You soak it for around 5 minutes. You soak it for 5 minutes, and then once you're done, you wring it to remove the dirty water. You pour out the first phase water, and then put in a new set of clean water. You use soap now to clean it. Do not use any powder detergents like Omo, Ariel. No, just use plain soap, and not soaps with chemicals. Just use the normal soap, the one you use for cleaning your clothes. Yes. You apply the soap here and wash it normally, like you normally wash your clothes. Just wash it. Now this stage it will remove the tough stain that were not removed in the first phase.
Okay.
Yes, so once you're done, you wring it again, pour out the dirty water, and then use another clean set of water to rinse it like you normally just rinse your clothes. And then I can't insist on this so much, but air it out under the sun. Do not air it out in closed spaces or under the bed, under the mattress, you know, like trying to hide it.
Because somebody can be able to steal it.
No, just air it out in the sun. The sun has UV rays that kill bacteria. So it is advisable to do that.
Can it be ironed?
No. So that's
Ikauke haraka haraka
tukiendanga.
No, the material is very soft and it will air out within a day, even less than a day. in the first, because normally we use around 3 or 4, and inside the pack there are 8. So
Okay.
today you use 4, while in the evening you wash these ones, and then the next day you use the other 4.
Will be dry.
They'll be dry by the time you, yes. So you're not supposed to use, to your question, you're not supposed to iron it. Yeah, it will completely dry with just normal sunlight. Do not use iron.
Also, you find that a mother has like 3 or 2 girls. It's a package of 8. Now, I see ourselves even sharing socks, shoes, clothes. Can it be shared?
No, you do not share the Makini pad. Once you start to use it, it is yours and yours alone. It is just like pants, because you wash it, you cannot share. The same way you don't share panties, you cannot also share this one. Yes.
Like, can you like put perfume, because you know like the other pad the normal has
yes,
scent, so maybe this one because the other because of the flow, when you say it with it for a long time, inatoa smell, you understand. So I don't know how safe is it with the smell.
Our Makini pads are very safe. They do not have any chemicals that are harmful to our reproductive system. As we all know, chemicals are harsh to our reproductive system and can lead to us getting infection, yeast infection. That's how you develop so many infections through that. So you're not supposed to use any perfume. Do not use it. It is safe for you to use it as it is. Yes.
So even with the smell.
No, the smell, no, it will not. It is made in such a way you are able to use it without smelling. But normally, remember, you need to change the pad. You know, what leads to smell is that clot. When you stay with a pad for too long, even disposable pads, even when you stay for too long, it will still smell. So you need to change so that you don't smell.
Okay. Kitambo, girls used to be taught to use the old cloths like leso. Is this pad made of the same fabric materials or it's unique?
It's very soft, as if you can feel it. It is like
Can I have a tie?
yes, of course you can. It is very soft, made with materials that are unique and are not harmful to our reproductive system. So it is not like the laces and all those things that I use. No, this is unique material that is safe for our bodies. It also reduces, we all know as girls, at times you develop period rash, you know, itchiness. With Makini pad, you will never have such cases.
Wow. Now, I've bought it from you.
Yes.
Is it advisable I go and wash it first or I can use it immediately?
Yeah.
You can use it immediately.
Okay.
And then after using,
Because it's safe.
yeah, it is made in a safe way. Yeah, so you can just use it immediately. And then after you use, you can start washing. Yes, but it is made safely.
Are these materials locally made?
No, these materials are not locally made. Yes, we, like you said, we have a production team at Vicodec where they do the producing of our Makini pad, but the materials are gotten from outside. And that's why we sell it at 550.
Wow.
To cover the production costs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So that price is quite reasonable.
It is quite reasonable, especially when you consider other pads cost up to around 100. And on a monthly basis, that could be
might use
one
2
in
or
a
3.
year. You see, and you might use 2 or 3. In a year, that could be a minimum of 1,200. But with our pad, that is half the price.
Is there advantage or disadvantage of having sex while you are on period?
Having sex while on period, there's no scientific proof that it is unsafe for you to have sex while you're on period. Other people actually say there are some benefits, but what I can say to a girl, it can be you not have that time to feel that now this is sex I'm having. So you'll be self-conscious. Yeah, there'll be no pleasure. You'll be self-conscious. Am I staining the bed sheets? Is he noticing? You know, you just be asking yourself so many questions, and maybe you're supposed to be in the moment.
You know, there are some people who say they are very active during their menses.
Yeah.
So
There's no, like I say, there's no scientific evidence that it is unsafe.
So if you are comfortable with
If
it,
you're comfortable with it,
Just be ready to wash the sheets.
it is messy. But again, you can look at it. If a girl has maybe yeast infection, mainly because maybe they are not maintaining their menstrual hygiene properly,
true.
it can be transferred to the other partner. Yes.
But other people say that it's relief the cramps pain.
Also, like I said, it is not. It is
proven, yeah.
It is not scientifically proven. What you feel is not another person's experience. There are those that complain it is painful also.
Yeah.
So it varies, but it has not been proven that it is unsafe.
Okay.
Is there any specific meals or diet which affects the menses?
Yes, menstruation is affected by so many things, but also it depends on your own body because everyone is different. Yes, but there are things to do like chocolates, which lead to heavy flow. You know, also you are highly recommended to take vegetables when you're menstruating because you know you're losing blood, and vegetable helps in to replenish it. Also, you have to drink a lot of water. Yeah, so there are also things you just need to take care of yourself and maintain hygiene, good hygiene.
Talking of chocolate, most of us women, when we deliver in the hospitals, they give us a lot of chocolate. Does it help that blood to come out? Because that time you have a very heavy flow.
Yeah, it's heavy flow.
So it
You want
helps.
it to come out very quickly.
Yeah, like I said, chocolate usually leads to increase in discharge of blood. So when it will fasten the process for you to eliminate all that blood.
Another thing, sometimes you find that when having period, you have some clots.
Yes.
Is that normal?
Yes, it is normal because periods usually emit blood itself and the mucous tissues, that is the lining of the uterus. It usually comes out. So it's the mucous tissues and blood. That's why you will actually feel clots coming out.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Mercy,
There
do
are
you
other
have-
people who says that you can also have menstruation at the same time you're pregnant. Is it possible?
No, it is not possible. Actually, one of the signs that you're pregnant is missing your periods, right? So it is not normal for you to have periods during pregnancy. Although there are people who have experienced spottings, which is different from periods. Spotting, you just see a smudge of maybe it is usually actually the spotting is pink or dark brown in color, which is not same as period. Yes.
For the implantations.
Yes, it usually happens during the implantation stage.
What about the different colors that appears in periods? Is it real normal or?
Yeah, sometimes you find it somehow pinkish, sometimes it is very dark.
It depends at the stage of your cycle. You know, because obvious when at the beginning of the menses, you expected to see it to be red or dark brown, and then towards the middle, plain red, and then towards the end again, changes color. So it depends on which stage. But you need, as girls, we need to track. You know, when you track is only when you're going to know this is not normal. So tracking your period is
And
very important.
talking about girls, you deal with girls.
Yes, we do.
When dealing with girls, you find that some girls are not free to talk about it. And even they receive their periods and they don't even share with their parents. Which advice do you give them? Because I feel it should be, they open their hearts much towards
Yeah,
you.
this has been a big challenge, and actually it is the basis of the menstrual hygiene day because so many girls do not have anyone to talk to about such things. Like personally, me, I remember as a young girl, when I began my period, the first advice you're usually given is do not play with men.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
that is
Yeah.
mainly the only advice you're given. You're not told maybe on hygiene. You're not told on how to take care of yourself during your period. There are so many things our parents need to talk to us during our
You
period.
need to be told, you now you
Yeah,
are grown up,
and
you are mature.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why we usually insist, parents, let your child know these things through you first before any other people.
So you educate first the parents.
Yes, parents are supposed immediately you notice changes. Your daughter is experiencing certain changes, you need to take
They
initiative.
start
and
by saying, nasikia uchungu huku kwa kifua huku.
because if you don't tell them this, they will go and seek it out there.
Yeah.
And there are so many myths and misconceptions out here.
About periods.
Yes, so talk to them first.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, and do you have like, maybe you can be able to tell us about safe days to do it? Wengine tunajaribu kugumu lakini hatushiki.
Yes, so actually, we also, to mark the menstrual hygiene day, we usually make these beads. Even it is used to track your periods. Yes. So these are 28 beads to mark, mainly for those who are experiencing their menstrual cycle is within 28 days. But there are those who go up to 35, but we'll use 28 for today because that is usually the general. So day one is when you begin your period.
Okay.
Yeah. So to day 5, like I said, this is not the case for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because normally people go for between 3 to 7 days. So I'm using the standard.
And there are those with irregular periods.
Yeah, there are those with it. Yeah, so day 1 to day 5, well, we have the red bead is the menses period. Now this is where you have your blood. You will see your blood. And then from day 6 to day 14, which is the next stage, the follicle stage, that is where now the eggs are starting to be prepared for maturity.
Okay.
So yes, people can consider it as
Safe.
People can consider it as safe. But then from day 14, where ovulation begins, that is unsafe. Because now ovulation,
The eggs there.
yes. But then you, depending on, nowadays, our bodies are affected by the environment,
Very
food that we take. So you cannot exactly say day 14. It can even be day 13 because of food and all these other aspects. So from day 13 and maybe to day 15, ovulation takes place. Those are higher chances of you getting pregnant. And also the following days after your ovulation, because remember, it is a process. It does not take just one day and it's a process. And also remember, sperms are deposited in the fallopian tube and they stay there for a while.
Yeah.
Yes, so we've said, so you're expected to be safe from maybe day 6 to around day maybe 12 there. And then again, when now the egg can no longer be fertilized after it is deposited in the uterus, when it can no longer be fertilized, you can also consider it as safe. That could be around 20s, almost to your 28
yeah,
days.
Wacheza
Close
kama
to your-
wewe.
Wacheza kama wewe.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so like there are some people who are affected maybe when they are menstruating. Wengine wako na backache, wengine ni tumbo. So I don't know like hizo zao za backache inakuangalikaje? Is it like normal for them?
Yes, it is very normal because we all experience PMS, menstrual syndromes, and it varies. There are people who will get acne, bloating, cravings.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who crave salt during, so cravings, back pains. So they are premenstrual syndromes and they are very normal. Cramps are also premenstrual syndrome, and you're advised to take maybe ibuprofen or any other painkiller to minimize.
Oh, and
So it's okay to take any medication?
Not any, not any medication.
Painkiller.
Painkillers. Okay, it is not recommended that each time you take because it is a natural process. But if it's too painful, you can always take a painkiller.
okay, thank you so much. We are going for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Keep the SMS coming at 21144 and all the comment to all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Keep the SMS coming at 21144 and all the comment to all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. Remember that we are discussing about menstruation health awareness and we have a special guest here with us. Stay tuned. So I wanted to ask you, like, there are some girls who they are menstruating for 4 days, others their period goes to 7 days. Is there any difference, or are they normal?
Yeah, they're all normal. People are supposed to menstruation. The menses period happens from 3 to 7 days, so it is normal. What is not normal is when you menstruate for like 2 weeks. Now you need to go to a specialist and they see where the problem is.
And is there any connection between fibroids and periods?
So fibroids are growths, and they are also very painful, and they are unhealthy. So you also need to see an expert, and you get proper medication. But they are not okay for you to have.
So,
can you be able to maybe explain us, because you know there are some incidents where you find a woman get pregnant while ectopic pregnancy. So can you be able to explain to us what usually happens?
So this is where the fertilization happens in the fallopian tube. And you know fertilization has to happen in the uterus to allow growth of the baby. And when it happens in the fallopian, there's no space. And now you'll hear someone say it's painful. That's why even it is very painful. And that most experts usually, that is when the baby is removed, because the mother might end up dying. Also, it is unhealthy for the baby. Yeah, so it is not.
and talking about that, I've remembered about the bead you have shown us.
Yes.
That bead, I don't know whether it's true. People say you can train for a baby boy or a baby girl. Is it true? It's just a myth.
Those are myths. There is no
Scientific proof.
Yeah,
about
there's no scientific proof about that. You know, the internet has a lot of information, and everyone has their own expertise, but there's no scientific proof that it can be used to maybe fixate on a certain gender. Yes, you can use it to track your cycle and maybe even plan for events. Let's say you want to go for a vacation somewhere, or you want to wed. Yes,
So
you can.
the events, I've remembered what happened when maybe you have a shock, or then your menstruation happens even before time. Maybe you know you have a regular cycle, you know this date I'll be on my periods, but then something happened.
Or maybe if you
you're
travel, you
frightened
change
or-
your environment.
So periods and all these changes happens because of hormones, and we all know environment, food, and also changes in our body can affect production of these hormones, which can lead to period beginning early. Yes, but irregular period is usually for younger girls, while your body is still adjusting and still trying to figure it out. What is happening in my body? When am I supposed to have this period? So that's where irregular period happens. These other ones are usually just affected by environment, food we eat, and also genetics.
Excitements.
Yeah, excitements. Because we all know a period is usually because of estrogen and progesterone hormones, the rise of those hormones. So when it rises, it leads to period.
Talking of estrogen, how does period affect the boobs? Because sometimes you even feel the nipples are so painful. Sometimes you feel something hard in your boobs.
Yeah, so those are just PMS, premenstrual syndrome, breast tenderness, or painfulness. Those are just symptoms. Either they can happen before or during your period.
So it's normal.
It is very
Because
normal.
sometimes you can even say, oh, unajua siku hizi tunaogopa cancer ya
No.
so ukisikia something different you just
You know, period makes you sensitive to a lot of things, and that's why you'll when someone touches you, you'll feel either pain or also it can become tender, too soft. So it is just a premenstrual syndrome.
Okay. Talking about menstruation, I believe when you are moving around, you are moving as even in schools.
Yes.
And most of our school there, even boy child is there.
Yes.
How are you educating them, the boy child? Because we cannot just only deal with the girl child. They will be curious to know what are these girls learning.
one of the major challenges that affect period is stigmatization. You know, when we were young, when a boy sees you menstruating, they laugh at you, even girls. You are ashamed as
They yell at the
dancing.
girls, yeah.
Yes. So that's why it is very important for men to be engaged in these talks. It is very important because they are part and parcel of our society. And one of the ways we encourage men and boys to support us in menstrual hygiene, one can be either for them to support us psychologically, because we all know during our period we face mood swings. You don't want this, you don't want that. So they can be a little bit more understanding and compassionate to such. That is the way they can support us. Another way they can support us is by advocating for our rights. You know, there are so many girls who do not have access to pads, who are shamed. So boys and men can come up in this talk and advocate for menstrual hygiene. Also, they can support us financially. Because fathers can help their daughters in buying the pads. Also, organizations geared towards men can buy pads for girls and donate it to them. Men in the government also, they can advocate for our rights. Men can engage in menstrual hygiene day through various ways.
Yeah, and there is also this single father. And he's a father of girls, bring up girls. You find sometimes these girls have some difficulties because they are wondering. The dad does not understand what is menstruation, how does it go, how does it feel. In such a case, have we ever met with such a dad? And what do you advise them to?
It usually happens so much. Yeah, there's so many girls who are raised by single parents, and that's why we advocate that, you know, menstruation is a natural process.
Yeah, true.
It is not something you choose to happen to you. It is a natural process. It is God-given. So fathers also need to embrace this fact that it happens, and that's why we usually feel very happy when you find a dad buying pads for her daughter, for his daughter, and you know, training them. So it is high time we stop stigmatizing menstruation as if it is a taboo that cannot
or a curse,
that men can.
It's even like a punishment.
Yes, because you find in our society, fathers take their daughters to their uncles, to their aunts, or grandmothers to be trained. That is a single parent, and yet they can do this on their own.
Yeah, because sometimes back there is this one sad story I had. When girls have their menses, they don't go to school. They just sit down on the ground. It drains there. So I felt uncomfortable about it because we are not free to talk about it. And also it is affecting the girl child in school and even performance. So I'm just happy because you had a solution. You came up with a solution. You thought about the girl child. Not even the girl child, even the boy child should be educated about these periods and what this specific product. So someone can even buy for a sister.
Yeah, we actually even advocate for other organizations. Like you say, there are girls who do not have access to this pads. And as Kenyans, we cannot, sometimes it is difficult for us to reach everyone. So if we partner with other organizations who can purchase from us and donate to the girls on the ground, it will be very helpful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We need to campaign on that.
Yeah, we should. Okay, you can be able to talk to a mother out there. Maybe, you know, we have different girls with different period cycle. Like, for example, for the 4 days and for
7
days. So you find that there is a mother out there and a planner, her child pads are 4 days, na yake ni 7. So you can be able to talk to a mother out there, understand like kuna hivi na hivi differences, and she should be able to support her daughter.
It is very normal for you to, it can run from 3, like I said, from 3 to 7 days. So you need to plan for your daughter. If she needs there's many pads, it is very much okay. Also remember, flow is different. There are those with high flow, there are those with very low flow.
Low flow.
Yeah, so they also need to put that into consideration, because someone with a very low flow can use minimum pads, but someone with higher flow, with heavy flow, can use so many pads.
Believe even speaking out will help a girl child, because sometimes when you're given for 4 days, you shy off to ask for more, because unaogopa ile ni. But when you speak out, you're even able to tell your mom or your aunt or your guardian that your days it's not 4, you're going to 7, it's normal. So we need to talk.
It is
more
high
about this.
time we start taking period as a normal thing. Yeah, we end the stigmatization. It is a natural and God-given process.
Wow.
Okay, maybe you can just give us a parting shot as we conclude.
So as Kenya Works, we will be celebrating the Menstrual Hygiene Day on 28th. So we will partner with other organizations and donate pads to over 1,000 girls, and you're all welcome to it.
Thank you.
Yes.
So where the event will be where maybe?
In Ongata Rongai, yes, Kajiado, our offices are there.
Okay.
Yes, you're highly welcomed at Vicodec.
Okay.
And also you can find us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Kenya Works.
Kenya Works. Works here. W.
WORKS.
Wax.
Mimi niko na hiyo works ya hiyo ya works ya kawaida.
Wax. Huko kwa wax.
That's nice. Okay, viewers, thank you for being with us till the end. I hope you've learned something, as well as I've learned a lot. All my questions, actually, they have been answered. I don't have any other questions. So thank you for being with us till the end. Bye-bye.
Wow, thank you, viewers. We have seen that Kenya Works, they have a very amazing product. Thank you for coming and educating us much about the menses. And every girl there, just know that our body reacts differently. Be you, usiangalie mwili ya mtu mwingine. Till next time, goodbye.
Thank you so much for watching and interacting with us. I've been your host, Brenda Mlamba. Till next time, bye-bye.